What's going on, everybody? How's it going out there? Errol back with another episode of Sports Geek. It's crazy. Got a different setup going on today. Wanted to come on last night. Want to talk about the Mets game, um, but as you can see, my microphone is not working, so I'm actually using the camera's microphone. So hopefully, y'all can hear me. It's been a crazy, hectic week, but we're gonna still make this happen. Ordered a new microphone today, different setup. So hopefully, another day or two, things will be sorted out because I don't want to miss any of this awesome postseason gameplay this year. So, with that said, the New York Yankees, they have the number one seed and home field advantage. What does that mean for them? Well, that means that basically they have a week off. They bought a week by coming in first in the American League, and they also have home field advantage during the American League playoffs. So now there are teams with better records in the National League, for example, the Dodgers and Phillies. So if the Yankees were to make the World Series and say they were going up against the Dodgers, the Dodgers would have home field advantage. Or if they went up against the Phillies also have a better record than the Yankees, they would also have home field advantage. So just different sort of World Series. But lots to talk about. A lot of things happening. Rizzo's got 2 fractured fingers on his left hand, so he's probably going to be out. As everyone knows, the Yankees called up Ben Rice. They could play Cabrera there, but Ben Rice is going to be the starting first baseman. What confuses me with all this is I don't understand why the Yankees wouldn't call up T.J. Rumfeld. Now, T.J. Rumfeld is a first baseman. Let me see if he's in. I think he's in Scranton Wilkes-Barre, right? T.J. Rumfeld. Yep, Scranton Wilkes-Barre is a very good defensive first baseman. He's 6'5", bats left, age 24. He finished the season. Check this out, guys. Finished the season with a 294 batting average, a 370 OBP, and an 824 OPS. So you got to take that down a notch if he comes up to the majors, right? It's got there's an adjustment factor. So let's say you drop him down to 250 at the major league level, maybe a 320 OBP, and maybe even a 7. Let's drop his OPS 724, 100 points, right? Different. I don't see why they wouldn't call him up defensively. I know Rice was up earlier. Maybe he's got more experience, I guess, playing first. But from what I'm hearing, this guy is a really great defender. Maybe just waiting to see him next year in spring training because I honestly don't think the Yankees are going to pick up Rizzo's contract. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think they need a lot of production at first base. First base was a big hole for them this year. Caused a lot of problems. They had to go out and get Jazz, another infielder. Glaber, performed better lately, in the last month or so. But, he really struggled, I'd say at least 75% of the season, 70% of the season. So that's been a big problem for the Yankees. So they need a first baseman, whether there's one available in the offseason. I can't picture them picking one up, although I'd like them to possibly go after Christian Walker. But I don't see it happening. If they're really interested in signing Soto, I don't see how that's going to happen because I think the majority of the money or the spend will go to Soto, and whatever is left over, which is what the Yankees do, is they'll fill in the gaps. I hate that they spend that way. Sometimes I feel like maybe they should just reset the team, which they won't do because of the New York Yankees. But they've got so much money tied up in big contracts that, to fix this team, really, to fix the Yankees and make them a contender for the next 4 years, 5 years out, here's what I would do if I were GM. I need a solid first baseman. So whether that's internally or in the offseason, that's got to happen. That's probably going to cost me $20, $25 million right there. Want to re-sign Soto. That's probably going to cost me at least $50 million a year. Who knows? Okay. So you're at $70 million right there in 2 players. We need another solid starting rotation pitcher, whether it's we trade for someone or get one in the offseason. There's a ton of free agent starters available. That might cost me another $30 million, right? You see where this is going? And I possibly need another infielder. Okay. And that's it. Maybe move Jazz to second and pick up a third baseman. We're good. We're good. We're actually a decent contending team. Oh, I'm sorry. We might need a closer. I mean, could Luke Weaver be the solution? Possibly. Possibly. He's been doing well. Seems like he has the mentality for it. Maybe he's our find right now. But if you want to go out there and get really ballsy and lock things down, pick up a dedicated closer. Okay. Right there, you spent probably close to $120 million added to the payroll, which puts them once again over $300 million. With Hal saying that things, they can't sustain being a $300 million a year team, how much of that is true? I don't know. Maybe the Yankees aren't as profitable as we think they are, right? Sure, they make money, right? But they still have to answer to shareholders or people who are in charge and things like that. I know regional sports networks for sports have been down. I have no idea how the Yes Network is doing. I don't have that information. But for the most part, things have been down this year when it comes to regional sports networks. Could it get better? Possibly. But, that's a big part of the Yankees' revenues, that Yes Network. So we'd have to look at financials to see how that's doing. But with Soto being 26 this year, 10 years puts him at 36. Okay. If you want to branch it out and go 37, you could do 11 years, 55 million, right? If you want to play that game. And then maybe an optional 12th year, which brings him to 38. I would definitely not go 39, right? You don't want to lock these guys up too long because you might need a DH role, right? Or if they're going to be dedicated DH roles, but you might tie that up for somebody else that needs to come up. So that's how I would do it. I would go 11 years, a dollar amount, right? Let me see. Let me just see something here. 1 second. Yeah, so 11 years at 55 million puts you at 605, right? It's a lot. That's a lot of coin, plus an optional 12th year, right? That locks him up for long term. Makes him pretty much one of the highest paid people next to Shohei Ohtani. And maybe if you want to defer some money, defer some money. Now, if you just do $50 million, right? I don't think it gets you there. That's at 550. I think the bidding probably starts at 500. Because he turned down 440 when he was with the Nationals, but he's also older. So that's got to weigh a little bit of factor. He's not old, but he's older. So I'm thinking that everything starts about 500 and goes up from there, and let's see where it ends. But I mean, I don't see how this gentleman would get $700 million like Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers are paying him that because he's also going to be pitching. So it's two players in one. Say you can call it 350 and 350. That's how that works. That's where that number comes from, and a lot of it's deferred. Would Soto agree to a deferment of some of that money? Maybe. Maybe they do that if it gets kind of crazy. But if he truly wants to be a Yankee, I think if he likes playing for the Yankees, I think if he wants to, play with Aaron Judge, they seem to have a great chemistry. I think that something can be worked out. I really do. Really, really do. So with that said, I think that Soto, with the money going there, the Yankees have a lot of things to think about this offseason as to how they want to make the team better and consistent going forward. With them being the number one seed, let me just talk about a couple of things here. We'll come back to that in a second. We'll talk about the Yankees more about the Yankees in a minute. Who are the teams heading into the postseason? All right? Did anybody see yesterday's game with the Mets and the Braves? That was crazy. That's crazy. The Mets are hot right now. They came back. They won the first game, which means that they clinched. Obviously, they're in the postseason. Actually, I'll just do this. They clinched, and then the Braves came back in the second game, so they clinched, and then they actually eliminated the Diamondbacks. So Diamondbacks were hoping for like either the Mets to win both games or the Atlanta Braves to win both games, and then the Diamondbacks would have made it. But because the Mets won one and the Braves won one, it equaled out, kicked out the Diamondbacks. So that's crazy. That's just that's very crazy to me. So here's the seeds. We'll start with the Yankees, number 1 seed. Guardians are number 2 seed, and the Yankees will actually play the winners of either the Orioles or the Royals. So whoever wins this match that starts tonight, actually, will face the Yankees. I believe the series for the Yankees starts this Saturday. And then obviously Detroit will face Houston, right? So hoping Detroit can take out Houston. I don't know. We'll see. After Trick Skubal, do they really have decent pitching? They might have some pitching there in Detroit, but Houston's tough, right? Could I see the Yankees playing Houston again? Possibly, unless the Guardians take them down. So now with the NLDS, the Mets are going to face the Brewers. Now the Brewers played the Mets pretty tough this year. That series can go either way. What I would love to see in an ideal scenario would be the Yankees versus Mets. I'd love another Subway Series. I saw one once in my life, and I'd love to see another one. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know. The Brewers played the Mets tough, so I'm not sure the Mets can get past them. But the Mets are hot right now. They are super hot. They are volcanic hot. The Braves play San Diego. San Diego has some really good pitching. Michael King has done well for them. That's why the Yankees did not want to trade him for Juan Soto. I believe Michael King, let me just see something here. We do a live show. It's all on the fly, right? Let me see here. There we go. Michael King. So Michael King this year, he has a 2.95 ERA, 13 wins, 9 losses, 201 strikeouts, 173 innings pitched. Now, mind you, Michael King was an ex-Yankee. He was the big prospect that the Padres wanted in the Juan Soto trade. The Yankees had to give up Drew Thorpe, Michael King, I think 2 of the pitchers, and a catcher, right? They got a lot. But as you can see, Michael King really did. Now, Michael King also had a couple of hiccups this year. There was a couple of games where he gave up like 6, 7 runs a game, that got tanked. So imagine if those high earned runs weren't involved in his stats, or included in his stats. He didn't even have a lower ERA. That's crazy. And Michael King, I really want them to keep Michael King, but you know what? It is what it is. The Yankees, we received Juan Soto, so it was a win-win if you look at it on both trade aspects for both teams, because they got a really good starting pitcher over there. And right now, the Padres' rotation is crazy. Not to mention their bullpen is on fire. They picked up it's a guy from Miami. Oh my God, I forget his name, but they got an awesome closer from Miami. Give me a second here. Why can't I remember this guy's name? Probable pitchers, starting lineups. Man, it's right up. I can't believe I can't remember this guy's name. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Let me see. Tanner Scott. Freaking Tanner Scott. I couldn't remember that guy's name. Tanner Scott. So their bullpen is out of control, right? They're solid. Let's go back to the Phillies and the Dodgers. So what I'm predicting is, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say I'm going to say the Mets are going to beat the Brewers. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go out there and say that. The Mets are going to beat the Brewers, and they're going to advance to the Phillies. And that's going to be a great series. That's my prediction right there. Could be wrong, but that's how I'm going on this. San Diego is going to beat Atlanta, and San Diego is going to play the Dodgers. Now, between the Dodgers and LA, that's going to be a good series. I'm going to predict that San Diego beats the Dodgers. It's going to be San Diego Phillies. And I'm saying San Diego is going all the way. They're going to the World Series. That's my prediction. Okay? The American League. Detroit versus Houston. It's a 2-game. You got to win 2 out of 3 in that first game. I really want Detroit to take Houston out, but I don't see it. I think they'll win game 1 with Tarek. But then after that, I don't know. So I'm going to say Houston. Houston's going to take the ALDS, although I want Detroit to win. Houston's going to take the ALDS. They'll play the Guardians. And Houston's going to take the ALCS. Houston's going to take the ALCS. Now, Yankees, let me see, Kansas City, Baltimore. I'm hoping Kansas City can beat Baltimore. That's a tough one. Those 2 teams are evenly matched. All the teams right here are evenly matched in the ALDS. There's not, even with the Yankees, there's not one favorite for me. I'm going to say KC takes it. I'm going to say KC takes it with a surprise, right? And then Yankees versus Kansas City Royals. This is going to be biased. I'm a Yankee fan. So I'm going to go Yankees versus Kansas City. The Yankees will take that. And it'll be Yankees versus Houston again. This is where it gets real tricky. Real tricky. That can go either way. I love for the Yankees to beat Houston finally, but that can go either way. So I don't have if I'm gonna stay a diehard Yankee fan, I'm saying Yankees versus Padres. Right? Who wins it? Who wins it after that? You got me. That's going to be a crazy series. I'll go Yankees all the way. I'll say this is the year. That's the year. So that's who's heading to the postseason. Like I said, if anybody saw the game last night, the Yankees, the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets, man, what a great game. What a great doubleheader. And as I said, can the Yankees win it all? You know what? It depends. Will the Yankees starting pitching show up? Will it? You can't just rest your head and your laurels all on Garrett Cole. Ain't gonna happen. If the Yankees starting staff pitches like how they pitched in the beginning of the year, where Rodon was sharp, Nestor's probably not going to be back until hopefully the championship series for the American League, and maybe you throw him back in there. Maybe if they can get that far, maybe there's a shot because now Nestor can become your number 3, right? But is he going to be sharp because he's been out? See, all these factors play in. He's not going to be like the Nestor, that was doing great. He's been out. I don't care what, this whole season got screwed up as, like I said, Rizzo defensively got injured. He's a defensive wizard. Now he's out. Any little error in the infield with the Yankees can cause a game, right? Can Jazz Chisholm make some good throws over to first base to Ben Rice? Can Anthony Volpe make some decent throws to first base to Ben Rice, right? He's He's not. He's learning how to play first base. He's not really a first baseman. Which is why once again I'm shocked they didn't call up TJ Rumfeld. I don't get this team. Rizzo went down a while ago. They could just call up TJ. Hey, come on up. Let's see. Can you give us 230 and give us some great defense, which is what he's known for. I would have taken it. Forget the pop. Rizzo wasn't giving us pop anyway. Ben Rice can give us pop, but I mean, come on, dude. You know, it's the same thing. Like they started off good. Like Dominguez started off last year good, came back this year, and maybe he's still hurt. I don't know. He's not, people are upset that Dominguez might not be on the roster. Does he deserve to be? He didn't show me anything this year. What he showed me is that he did have hard hit contact rates. He's got some pop. Defensively, he's not used to playing left field, which is why I wanted the Yankees to bring him up earlier and not just 2 weeks left in the season to get acclimated. Right? So it's like, they shot themselves in the foot with that. I don't understand why they make these weird moves. Just weird moves. Right? So now I'd like to see Dominguez on the postseason roster, only for the fact that Jason Dominguez can steal you bases. He can steal bases. He can make things happen for you on the base paths. You need that. But do you need things defensively, right? If the Yankees are worried about defense, then Verdugo's a solution or Trent Grissom's a solution, right? It's a very delicate mix and match that they have to play. Once again, can the starters pitch like how they started at the beginning of the year? Can Luis Heel find himself again? Because, man, he's wild as fuck. He's wild. That's the original wild thing right there. Right? Can that set you, all of a sudden you walk the first guy, you walk the second guy. Are you down 2 or 3 runs in a game to start? It's not good. Like I said, Clark Schmidt, he looked horrible the last couple games. Thought there was getting some progress there. I get it. The rain and the conditions were horrible, but dude, Pittsburgh were making their pitches. They were striking out Yankees left and right, setting them down. Right? I get it. If you're a breaking ball pitcher, you can't grip the ball. I understand. But the other team that you're playing had to deal with the same conditions. Yes, we won, barely. But it looked horrible. I thought we were going to lose that game, the last game of the season. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with this team. And that's the team has the potential to be great. If you look at this Yankee team, they have the potential when everything is clicking to be an amazing team. But there's also times when they forget themselves, where they just fall over. And you have to ask them, what are you falling over for? Why'd you fall over? Why did you fall? Why'd you sink? What happened? And then they have a difficult time picking themselves back up, brushing their shoulders off, and continue to play like how they're supposed to play. It's just weird. It's just absolutely weird. And that's my biggest concern with them. Can they win it all? Can they focus? And maybe with this week off, they could. Now, if I were them, I would have taken Monday and Tuesday off to rest. There's guys that Soto needs rest. Judge needs rest. Volpe he performs better when he gets rest. Monday, Tuesday, nothing. You guys want to watch the games today? Nothing. Wednesday, report to the field. Thursday, report to the field. Friday, report to the field. Let's get some practice in on Wednesday. Let's do a scrimmage on Thursday and more practice again on Friday. And let's get, do a light practice on Friday for timing issues, batters, pitchers, things like that. Let's get let's see what we got and get some things tweaked. Saturday, we're ready for game time. That's how I would do it. I hope they're not sitting the whole week, just like going out shopping or something. I doubt they would do that, but you never know. Nobody knows what's going on. So, yeah, that's my biggest concern with the Yankees. Can they actually, win this whole thing? Man, it would be nice. It's been a while. It's been a long time. So last one was 2009. Do the math. So it would be nice to bring a chip home. Maybe that goes in Soto's mind, or just get to the World Series. I mean, it would be sad if they got there and lost, but at least we got there, right? I'm not saying it's that's the correct goal to have, but now you go, okay, we got there. What else do we need to go to repeat this again next year? Because as we can see with Major League Baseball, it is difficult to repeat getting to the championships and getting to the World Series. It is tough. It is a difficult task for each and every team. Every team's in it to win it. They're trying their best to put some good players, good people together. So that's what we have to see. We have to see if they can do that. Like I said, I see a lot of people on Twitter that's doubting the Yankees. I see a lot of people that are saying, "No, we got nothing to worry about. We're going to take it all." Yeah, man. I'm hoping if the starting pitchers show up like they did early in the year with Rodon, Heel, and Cole, we're good. When Cole went down, Heel was phenomenal. Go 5-6 innings, 0 runs. But he's also new. Batters are kind of figuring this guy out, right? How can we hit him? How do we get to this guy? Or is he tired, right? Well, how many innings does Luis Heel have on his arm? Let me see here. Let's see what he did this year. Excuse me. My internet is slow today. No bueno. That's not good. All right. So 15-7 was 15 wins, 7 losses, 3.50 ERA, 151.2 innings, 171 strikeouts. It's crazy. Crazy. So, he needs to find himself. He really needs to find himself. And I'm hoping he does, because we need him. We need him to be the Luis Heel that what he was in the beginning of the season. And we need Clark Schmidt, hopefully. Maybe he'll come out of the bullpen. He'll be the Clark Schmidt that he was during the season. And for the love of God, I'm hoping Carlos Rodon gets that bulldog attitude. Says we're the team to beat. Let's go. I'm not too worried about Cole. Not too worried about Garrett Cole. So, guys, that's it. That's all I have for today. Once again, my apologies. I haven't been on. Fixed the PC finally. Did that, and then my microphone went. The system won't recognize it. Reloaded the drivers. Did the microphone privacy security settings on Windows, the whole 9. And it's just it's kaput. So anyway, but remember to like and subscribe and comment. I really do appreciate you watching the stream. And I'll see if I can see you guys later after the game comes on. Maybe I'll do the broadcast, see who took game 1, and then we'll go from there. Once again, hopefully you guys can hear me properly. I know the audio is probably not so great coming to the camera, but that's all I have for the time being until the new microphone arrives. All right, guys, thank you again. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm Errol from Sports Geek. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you soon. Peace. Good luck to the teams out there.